So many of us use the new year as a time to reset, reevaluate, set goals, all that good stuff. New year, new me. It sounds like super cheesy and cliche. And I personally don't think that we need to wait until this time to set the goals and the resolutions. But I also think that it is a very exciting time. Everybody's just eager to better themselves. So it's an exciting time. Two very common goals and resolutions that are set by so many people year after year: be more productive and get organized. And today I will share 5 apps that have helped me do both. So whether you are here the first week of the year, mid-March, mid-year, best of luck. I hope you find this video helpful in achieving your goals. As a homeschool mom of 2, trying to get the ball rolling with my Etsy shop, trying to pick up my YouTube channel, I use these every day. Over on Instagram, I shared my top 3 that I use for productivity. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you how I use those, and I'll throw in a few more in there that have helped me with my organization and productivity. Mom life, student life, working life just comes at you fast. Having a place to store it all makes it a bit easier, keep track of everything, and to check it all off. The first app is Google Keep. This is probably my favorite one because I love lists. And here I track everything. This is my catch-all lists. Things I need to do that day, books I want to read. This is where I tracked our Christmas shopping. I have to delete that. Any ideas for videos, just all of the lists. Things that do not have a due date or a deadline. I love Google Keep because it's colorful. I get to arrange it how I want, and it is like everything at a glance. It's sort of like a dashboard. I mainly use this for checklists. So I add the little check boxes here, but you can add voice memos, pictures, drawings, or just type out notes. Very similar to the Notes app, I think, but just like the layout of this app is just so much appeasing to me. I prefer this so much more than my Notes app, which I use a lot. And you'll see a little glimpse of how I use the Notes app. I really like that once I check things off, it doesn't just vanish. It's still there, but it's dropped down with a little check on it and it's crossed off. And it's just satisfying to see those checked boxes. If you consider that a little bit cluttering and you rather have it disappear once it's completed, you can also change the setting on that. This is the app that I open up my phone to in the mornings and type out what needs to get done today or what I would like to get done today. Call mom, grocery shopping. I also have a daily chores list on here already of set chores that I like to complete on a daily basis to avoid it from accumulating and then later being overwhelmed by it. I just like how customizable it is. This app just makes me really happy, and it just keeps it all neatly organized for me. I'm not walking around with 20 checklists on a loop. Reminders is the app that I use for all of those tasks that do have a due date. I know this one is also lists, but it's different. I use this one for those tasks, like I said, that do have a deadline, and I usually add a little note there. You can also set reminders, remind you before the actual due date. If it's a birthday and I need to get a birthday gift, I will go ahead and add buy X a birthday gift. I will set it to remind me a couple days before so I have enough time to go and pick out a gift. If it's a YouTube collab, which I haven't done one in a long time, I set a reminder for when, I want to film, and then in the notes I will add when it needs to go live. Doing it this way, again, avoids these lists and dates and just all piling up in there, distracting me from being present. In the Reminders app, you can create little templates for the tasks you often complete. My example would be YouTube. So whenever I do have a YouTube idea, I open up a little template and it tracks, filming, the editing, the thumbnail. So I can track where I am in the process for each of the videos that I am filming. As tasks get completed, they do vanish, but I have changed my setting because, like I said, I do like to see it there. The things that are completed are there. But there's also a little folder up on the top where it says completed, and you can delete them as you go. You can add stuff using Siri. Hey Siri, make doctor's appointment to this month's list. Hey Siri, add lemons to my groceries list. Speaking of groceries, I do have a grocery app, not my top apps, but I still use it all the time. I do use this grocery app, which allows me to like split all my items into whatever store that I usually purchase them from. So if there's, I don't know, we buy water bottles from Costco, other things from this grocery store down the street, and if you shop at Trader Joe's, there's a list that you buy only at Trader Joe's. You can divide your stuff. I used to keep a list on my fridge, a little notepad, and the notepad is actually still there, but that's more for my husband to like jot it down if he sees that we're running low on something, or he realizes that we need something. He adds it on there, and then whenever I see new things pop up on the little notepad, I add it on my grocery app. And then whenever we are on and about, I can access that on my phone, because let's be honest, more often than not, that little list is left either on the counter, in the car, on the notepad, still on the fridge. And this one did automatically link to my reminders. I don't know how I did that. I don't know if it does that for everybody, but on my reminders, it is not divided by the store. It's just, the list is just there. Habit. This one is fairly new to me. I used to use Done app, which is pretty much the same thing, but I was so used to the Done app. But they recently made like an update on their update to the app, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I started using this one. Here I track all the little habits, some of the chores that I have over on my Google Keep, like make my bed, do a load of laundry. Those started off things that I was tracking on a daily basis to make sure that I was doing them, to kind of set myself up for a more productive day. So they started off in my little habit tracker, and they have graduated on to the Google Keep, where it's just kind of like a given that I'm gonna do them that day. I just like check it off that I already did it. But when I was tracking them, it was just a motivation for me to like actually get it done on a daily basis, and it just became a constant for me. And I'm not tracking those there anymore. But here on the Habit app, you can track if you're going to break a habit or build a habit. If you want to break your spending habits, if you're like spending so much money on takeout, you can track the days that you are not eating out, or the days that you are not spending any money. You can do your no spend challenges here and track those on here. You can track them on a daily basis or a weekly basis. I want to do X amount of miles a week. I want to call my mom at least 3 times a week. My parents are out of town most of the time, so I have to constantly kind of like remind myself to actually check in on them. I used to keep a reading journal where I was tracking the days, how many days I was reading, and now I just do it here. If I read that day, I check it off, and then it just tracks how many days in the week I read, and then it adds it all up for you, how many days a month, how many days a week. I track my water intake. Now I'm pretty good at drinking, water throughout the day, but it does get a little hard during the weekends. So I do have a little reminder for myself for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to just nudge me to drink a little more water. So you can also set reminders for whatever days you want the reminder to go through and the time that you want the reminder to go through. I will say, be mindful with the habits that you are tracking. Think about your goals and what are the little things that you have to change throughout your day to help you achieve those goals. Don't track every little thing, because then you're just going to be overwhelmed and you're not going to want to track anything, and your phone is just going to be reminding you of all these other little habits. Trying to be a little strategic with when my reminders are set, so they're not just like piling up on my phone and I'm not getting anything done. I'm just like, dismiss. Pocket. This one is an organization tool for my phone. Have you ever ended up with like 20 web browser windows open, or a bunch of bookmarks because you want to read the article later and you don't want to lose it, so you just bookmark it? Or something you want to look into, a recipe you want to try. I know there's Pinterest, and you just pin a bunch of recipes and they end up in like some random folder that you never return to. So I started using Pocket. Whatever website I am on and I want to like save it for later, I can send it to Pocket, which is a app on my phone. Then when I do have some time to review what I have there, I go on Pocket and look at the website that I wanted to check out. If it's a knitting pattern that it's somehow, I don't know, I misread and it's actually a crochet pattern and I'm never gonna try it, I can go ahead and delete it. If it's a knitting pattern that I want to actually try out, I can go ahead and save it to my notes. I do have my notes divided into like different things here. It's like my own personal Pinterest, really narrowed down, like things that I actually want to try. So that will go into like my little knitting patterns folder, and I will usually take a screenshot so I don't have to like open all these links in my notes and not know what they are. I usually just like screenshot what it is so I can easily find it there. Once I have either deleted it or saved it to my notes or shared it with who I wanted to share it with, I do that and then I delete it to keep it decluttered here. You know, only the things that I have recently are on here. Like you can recommend things, like if you have followers there, you can recommend things and you can discover things that others are recommending. Now I don't have the premium version, I have the free version. So oh, and I almost forgot, like my favorite feature of this app is that it reads it back to you. So if you don't want to sit on your phone and read the article, you can go ahead and save it, go on Pocket, click on the link, hit those little headphones up on top and have it read it to you while you wash your dishes. This last one I have been using since like my days as a restaurant manager. That's been a long time. It is the, what is it called? TurboScan Pro. Now I did pay for this one, but there is a free version so you can try it out, see if you like it. It has made things so much easier when it comes to joining sports. When they ask for proof of address, I was easily able to submit those documents. I've helped family members with their citizenship, and it made it so easy to submit all the documents that were required. It just sped up the process, like when you can just email it instead of mailing it. Slow mail, snail mail. I have some of the spreads on my home management planner. I have them saved here, like the important contacts or utilities, insurance providers, that sort of thing is saved on here. Paper clutter, stuff is piling up and you're not sure if you can get rid of some paperwork because what if? Scan it, save it on your phone and throw it out. If you need it, which let's be honest, you probably don't, you will have it there on your phone. It's really easy to use. It's literally like taking a picture and it does like track where the edges of the paper are, so it does it for you. If it can't do that, you can go ahead and just crop it really easily and then it saves it there. You can do color, you can do black and white, and then you can do like the contrast, and then you can also divide it by folders. You can save it in different folders for it to be easier to find later. I have been using these apps for the last couple of years, except Habit, but again, I have been using a habit tracker on my phone to help me stay on track, get healthier, stay organized and focused. If you like this video or found it helpful in any way, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more. I'll be putting together another list of apps that I use for health, exercise, reading, all the good stuff. Thank you so much for watching today. Best wishes this new year. Oh, it's a volcano?
This is a volcano.
Or